On July 11th, two young Palestinian men were killed by Israeli settlers near Sinjil in the occupied West Bank. One was Sayfullah or Saif, a 20-year-old Palestinian American from Florida. He'd been visiting his family's hometown in Al-Mazrah al-Sharqiyya. The other was his friend, 23-year-old Mohamed al-Shalabi, or Rizik, also from the same hometown. Based on witness accounts, phone recordings, and video footage, this is how their killings unfolded. Friday, July 11th. Saif, Rizik, and a group of friends went to visit a family olive grove in Al-Batin. It's a scenic area located between the Palestinian towns of Al-Mazrah al-Sharqiyya and Sinjil. The area has become a focal point for settler violence in recent months. At around 2:15 p.m., a group of armed Israeli settlers approached them, throwing rocks and yelling. The men ran upwards north, where the settlers first attacked them. When the settlers attacked, the friends split up to try to escape. Rizik and three young men ended up east towards Highway 60. Saif and others went south. Trucks full of settlers blocked their escape routes. By 3 p.m., Palestinian ambulances were trying to reach the area of Al-Batin. At one point, a group of settlers even attacked an ambulance, smashing its windows and looting it. At 3:18 p.m., Rizik's friends sent a panicked voice message to local WhatsApp groups, begging for help.
استشهد احنا انهزمنا وخلينا 4 شباب احنا ان شاء الله تعالوا.
It was Rizik. He had been shot in the chest around here while trying to help injured friends. Later reconstructions estimate that Rizik may have still been alive when his friend called for help. At about 3:30 p.m., the mayor of Sinjil, Motaz Tafsha, recalled seeing settlers on the outskirts of Al-Batin stopping the ambulances from approaching. This video he took also showed the army blocking the ambulances, even though they had permission from the Israeli military. Meanwhile, Saif and others were running for their lives down south. They managed to go up a hill around here, where they were met by a group of settlers. According to witnesses, settlers surrounded Saif and beat him with clubs and sticks. Saif managed to stumble down further south and sat under an oak tree. Another young Palestinian man was also there, who sent out messages asking for help at 3:45 p.m. That's how Saif's younger brother Mohamed heard that he was in trouble. Ambulances were finally allowed to enter Al-Batin at around 4 p.m. Within 15 minutes, the first ambulance had picked up an injured man whose knee had been smashed by settlers. The ambulance returned just before 5 p.m. to take another injured man to the hospital. At around 5 p.m., a group of young men found Saif badly beaten. He was unconscious and struggling to breathe. About 20 minutes later, Saif's younger brother Mohamed arrived at the scene with a friend. At 6:05 p.m., emergency workers managed to get to Saif. The group loaded him onto a stretcher and walked for 20 minutes through the rough terrain. By the time they reached the ambulance, Saif had died. And what about Rizik? Later that evening, villagers began searching for Rizik after his family reported him missing. They found his body around 10 p.m. in this location. Witnesses said it showed signs of torture. This attack didn't happen in isolation. In 2023, Israeli forces or settlers killed at least 506 Palestinians in the West Bank. The violence continued in 2024 with 498 more killings. In just the first half of 2025, 149 Palestinians were killed. Since April, Israeli settlers have been building illegal outposts on Al-Batin's land, setting fires to Palestinian groves and threatening the community there. The area is technically under full Palestinian control, but in reality, settlers act with near total impunity. Today, the olive groves of Al-Batin, once full of life, now stand blackened. Palestinian farmers are too afraid to return.